Today we are going to be talking about the top 5 weapon designs in Deepwoken. Now remember, you might think your top 5 is this, but that's not my top 5. So yeah, this is my opinion. So don't get mad or annoyed, irritated just because I say this weapon, whatever. This is my list, my nigga. Like, this is what I like, this is what I think is cool. So don't get mad or nothing. Also, this is not in order. This is just my top 5. For number 1, we have is Curved Blade of Winds. Now, like I just said, I'm not gonna lie. I did say it's not in order, but Curved Blade of Winds is probably number 1. That's the only weapon on this list I could say I could give a number or like a ranking. Curved Blade of Winds is probably the sexiest weapon in Deepwoken. And for me to say that is kind of crazy. Just off the fact that this is the OG weapon. Like, this is one of the first weapons that came out from Deepwoken. Deepwoken released and everything, but it still is number 1. It's still on top. This is probably the best weapon I've ever seen. Seeing a Curved Blade of Winds made a nigga want to go Gale. Made a nigga just want to make a build with Gale just because of how the way it looked. And there's no way, like, don't tell me, don't say I'm lying. Like, don't even lie yourself. You seeing a Curved Blade of Wind made you think like, oh yeah, I have to make a build with this, like just from how the way it looks. It just looks too good to just not want to make a build with it. Like, it's really sexy, like the details, the glow on it, like just the color, everything about it is just amazing. And I don't think any weapon in Deepwoken tops the Curved Blade of Winds. You can argue with me in the comments. I'm not gonna respond. I don't give a fuck. Curved Blade of Winds is number 1. For number 2, we have is Eyes of Ethereon. Now, we not dumb, we not stupid. Like, as you can tell, the only reason why I picked this weapon because it just looks like the nigga version of Eyes of Ethereon. Like, if Curved Blade of Winds went black, you know what I'm saying? Like, changed his race or whatever, like, that's what it would look like. Like, that's literally just a Curved Blade of Winds, but just black on some shit. It really just looks like it has the N-word pass. But Curved Blade of Winds just looks a little bit better. But what I really like about Eyes of Ethereon is it looks like its name, like it really represents its name. I would think this weapon came from Ethereon, which it did. I don't really know. I haven't really played Deepwoken. But it just, from how the way Ethereon looks and the weapon looks, it really matches together. And that's what I really like. Deepwoken really does a good job of, like, when you have a really sick, cool weapon, amazing, they really show, like, they really represent the name. And I feel like Eyes of Ethereon, like, really show that. They really, represent that name. And just the design, the details, it's really, like I said, it's up there with Curved Blade of Winds, but it's just not as good right there. But it's like, it's right there. It's like, it's perfect. For number 3, what we have is Grand Sudaruska. Now, I already know niggas in the comments is probably not gonna fuck with this. I feel like it's the first one niggas not really gonna fuck with, but I don't know. I fuck with Grand Sudaruska a lot. Reason to be is, I remember when it was Archmage and Ragusa. I don't know what event it is. They were winning an award. I'm gonna just say they was winning a Grammy. I think they good enough for a Grammy. I think they was winning a Grammy or something, right? Like they were going for it. They were nominated, and they ended up winning on everything I love. When I saw that weapon, and then when I seen Layer 2 get revealed, and with all the new armor, like just looking at all that shit, I thought Deepwoken was gonna get saved. Like, fuck everything. No, actually, just fuck everything else. When I saw that weapon, I'm like, Deepwoken is gonna get saved. Like, just looking at that weapon alone, like, it's the design, like, everything. Like, I just seen that they really took their time. Like, they really thought the big Layer 2 update through. They used their brain, they used everything. And as you can see, when Layer 2 came out, Grand Sudaruska was, like, perfect. Like, that was, like, the greatest thing for me, I would say, that I've ever seen. And like I just said, just looking at this weapon, I just knew Deepwoken was gonna see it. At some point, Deepwoken was at his dry state, but then just seeing that weapon, and then just I would just say the Layer 2 and seeing the armor, all that was carry on top, but the main core meal was that weapon. And that's why I say it's number 3. Now for number 4, we have the Wrenched Maul Blades. Now this is the one I think nobody's gonna fuck with. But my reasoning behind this, to me, I feel like it's valid. Now Deepwoken isn't just a PvP game, it's a PvE, it's like a monster, creature game. And I feel like this weapon right here, out of all the weapons in the game, this weapon right here really shows that. Really just shows monster, creature, sea creature, just species. This weapon right here really just shows that and expresses that. Like, you would think, like, seeing this weapon or like just seeing somebody just fighting with this weapon, like, you would think they attained that weapon from like the main boss, like the strongest boss in the game, just not the way it looks. It really represents it. It has like a aura. Like, it's not super detailed. It's like, it's like bland, very simple, but like it just expresses Deepwoken, in my opinion. It really shows that you don't need all that colorful, glowy, just too much shit. Like, simplicity in detail and great creativity to make a good weapon. And I feel like that's what the wrench maul blades show. Now for number 5, we have Wrath Claw. Now at first, before really having my list done, I was really gonna put the Rhyme Breakers in. The Rhyme Breakers really caught my attention. I think it's a really cool weapon. But after seeing Wrath Claw, I just think this is more sexy. I just think the design is better. Wrath Claw really gives me it really goes out to me Wolverine. The three blade things at the end. And I personally think that Wolverine is one of the coldest characters in all of Marvel. So to have something like that in Deepwoken, it's really good. Like, I don't think there's anything else that really expresses that. So I think just to have something that's like Wolverine and Deepwoken is really good. Then it's like I said, it's very simple. It's not doing too much, not doing nothing crazy. It's just very subtle. I personally, just like Curvator Wins, I could see people going Gale or going Wind just to use this weapon. Me personally, I would personally do it. Just by the way it looks. It just looks very unique. And then it's a fist thing. It's for fist. And it's like, I would say out of all the little fist things, all the little fist weapons, besides Rhyme Breakers, Wrath Claw just looks amazing. So I just feel as if oh, niggas already love fist, and there's cherry on top. You give us a weapon, a Wolverine type of weapon. That's a great combo. So yeah, I would just say people really go Gale and fist just to use this weapon. Now me personally, don't scold me in the comments, but I don't know how good this weapon is. I don't know if it's ass, so ass to the point where the design doesn't matter. But I would personally, just based off how the way it looks like it's overpowered. So yeah, that's the top 5. Let me know in the comments if you think my list is bullshit, complete bullshit. Let me know your top 5 in the comments, and yeah.